Welcome back to the Demon Slayer Gaming Channel. Going to be continuing our Final Fantasy XIV Dungeon Guide series today. We're going to be taking a look at the first level 100 dungeon, Alexandria.
To the memories of better days, I bid farewell. Have you heard? Princess Athene is here.
Now for the first fight, these guys have circular AoEs that they'll throw at random party members. For the next two groups, the E1 units will still have their circular AoEs that they'll throw at random party members, and then the B4s just have an additional attack they do on the tank, so you'll be taking a little bit of extra damage at this time. After this, you'll have one B9 unit. He has a cone AoE that he'll always do at the tank. Along with a smaller but wider cone AoE that's easier to back out of instead of sidestepping. For the first boss, this one is going to be stationary the entire fight, so you don't have to worry about any positioning. Immune response is either going to do a cone AoE in front of him or a cone AoEs on both sides, so you just need to reposition depending which one he's doing at that time. He starts off with the one in front of him and then follows it up with the one to his sides. When he goes to his ability to removal of foreign entities, he's going to light up platforms around him that will show what the abilities are going to be doing at that time. Starting off, we got two cross AoEs, followed by two donut AoEs, and then a final cross AoE. As the last AoE is going off, he will do another immune response, so you'll need to move out of this also depending on where he does it. He'll then follow up with Quarantine, which is going to do an AoE tank buster along with a group up mechanic on the rest of the party. So everyone except the tank will need to group up. He'll then do another foreign entities removal. This time he's going to combine immune response at the same time as the first and second AoE. So you'll need to make sure that you're staying out of that, along with dodging in between the cross AoEs and the donut AoEs. He'll also do another immune response at the very end of the pattern, and then follow up with another quarantine for a group up AoE and tank buster. He'll then follow up with party-wide damage. And then at this point of the fight, it just repeats. So again, you'll have the foreign entity removal. With the immune response at the second AoE. Then followed by another immune response during the last one. He'll then do Quarantine. and then his party-wide AoE.
You are my people, and I will protect you. The painful memories of war, I lay to rest.
Next couple groups, the B3 units have circular AoEs they can do around themselves. And there will be one B8 unit that will do a large cone AoE in front of him, leaving a small space behind him. If he does this when he's almost dead, so if you can just burn him down, you don't have to worry about it. But otherwise, try and keep the B8s facing away from the group so that everyone can easily stay behind him. You'll then have two more B3 units, so watch out for their circular AoEs. Then after these are dead, there will be three F1 units that will spawn in, that each have line AoEs that they do towards the tank. Now when you start the second boss, he'll start off with the Electro Wave. This is going to do party-wide damage along with creating a damaging field on the outside of the arena. He'll then do Disassembly, which is going to create an AoE on either the northwest or southeast side of the platform. So you'll have to transition to the other side depending on which one his body parts will outline. He'll then do Centralized Current, which is going to do an AoE from the east to the west down the center. So you'll need to move towards either the north or south part of the platform. He'll then do Split Current, which is going to do an AoE from the east to west on the north and south side. So you'll need to move into the middle. He'll then do another Disassembly, which is going to break his body up and outline either the northwest or southeast part of the platform. At the same time, there is going to be additional AoEs that will spawn from circles on the north side of the platform that you'll just need to stand in between these, and then you can reposition after these AoEs go off to avoid these circular AoEs on all party members. After all these AoEs are done, he'll then do another Centralized Current, so you'll move towards the north or south side, and then he'll follow this up with a Amalgamite, which is going to be his tank buster. He'll then do another Disassembly, this time combining circular AoEs on the platform along with the area that's going to be outlined and the circles that will be on the south side of the platform this time that are going to launch line AoEs, and then the circular AoEs on all party members. So you'll just need to reposition in between all of these as they happen. He'll then do Super Bolt, which is going to be a group up mechanic. And And then Ternary Charge, which is going to do an expanding AoE, so you'll want to move away from him. And then once the first AoE goes off, get close to him to avoid the follow-ups. And then move away again towards either the north or south side whenever he does Centralized Current. He'll then do another Electric Wave for party-wide damage.
Fear not, you will all live on. And at the last, my final, endless.
For the next two groups, the B2s have circular AoEs around themselves, and the S3 has circular AoEs that they'll throw at random party members. The B2 also has a line AoE that is very short, it's easy to move out of. The last two groups will have the B2 circular AoEs and line AoEs, along with the S3 circular AoEs they can throw out, and now you'll have the S5s, which will do line AoEs also. Now for the final boss, you want to always be paying attention as to what side his sword arm is on. He's going to start off with Disruption, which is going to do party-wide damage and create a very small damaging field on the outside of the platform. He'll then do Partition. This is the ability that you'll want to watch out for the entire fight, as it's going to do an AoE covering half of the platform on the side that his sword arm is on. He'll follow up with Reconfigured Partition, which is going to switch the side of his sword arm. And then he'll follow up with a Subroutine. This is going to cause the hand that was originally behind him to go to the middle of the platform and launch an AoE from the east to west side. At the same time, he'll do another Reconfigured Partition. This subroutine is going to create a donut AoE on the south side of the platform. While this is happening, he'll do a partition, so make sure that you're not standing on the side of his sword arm. And then you'll need to spread out to avoid the circular AoEs on all party members. After this, he'll do Overexposure, which is going to do a group up line AoE, so make sure that you're lining up to split the damage from this. This time when he says commencing final attack sequence and casting subroutine one more time, it's going to generate 6 lightning generators that needs to be destroyed as soon as possible to prevent him from generating charge. While this is happening, the orb is going to do a donut AoE in the center of the platform that you'll need to stand under, and then immediately move out to avoid the line AoE from the hand. After this, the orb is going to do line AoEs on all party members. Once you've destroyed the 6 generators, then the boss will go back to the center of the platform and do an AoE based on how much charge he has. From now on, subroutine is going to combine the hand and orb, so you'll need to be watching out for 2 mechanics each time. The first is going to be a knockback from either the north or south side, along with line AoEs on all party members. He'll also do a reconfigured partition at this time, so make sure that you're switching to the side that the sword is not on. Elimination is going to do several instances of damage to the entire party, while also cutting the platform into multiple lines. These are going to explode in the order that they are created. I'll follow up with another subroutine. This one's going to combine the donut AoE along with the line AoE, while the boss will also be doing reconfigured partition. The donut AoE and the partition will happen at the same time, and then you'll quickly need to move out to avoid the line AoE. He's going to follow this up with disruption, which is just going to do party-wide damage. And then another subroutine going back into the knockback and line AoEs on all party members. So at this point you've seen the entire fight and it's just going to start repeating. It will always alternate between the two different types of subroutines, so make sure that you're paying attention as to which one's going on. And then switching sides depending on which side the partition is on for the sword arm. In between these subroutines, he'll either do elimination for party-wide damage along with the exploding line AoEs, or he'll just do his generic party-wide AoE ability. But this should be it for Alexandria. I hope this helped everyone out. If it did, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.